An MMA fighter who goes by the name War Machine is on the run after he allegedly beat up his ex-girlfriend, Christy Mack. Now, Christy Mack did release a statement about the beating, and she also did release photos of the incident. But first, I want to show you the photos, and then I'll explain to you exactly what Christy Mack said happened that night. The pictures are really difficult to look at. She suffered many injuries, including 18 broken bones around her eyes, a broken nose, missing teeth, a fractured rib, and a ruptured liver.
Jesus, man.
Now, at the time of the beating, she had a male friend in her home, and he allegedly assaulted him as well, and he was being treated for his injuries. I don't know who the guy is. That his identity has not been released at this moment. However, after he was assaulted by War Machine, by the way, his real name is Jonathan Copenhaver. After that happened, he left, and the beating toward Christy Mack occurred. So she released a statement saying the following: War Machine sawed much of my hair off with a dull knife. She also said, at about 2 a.m. Friday morning, Joe Copenhaver arrived unannounced to my home in Las Vegas, Nevada, after he broke up with me in May. He moved out of my house and back to San Diego. When he arrived, he found myself and one other fully clothed and unarmed in the house. Without a single word spoken, he began beating my friend, and once he was finished, he sent my friend away and turned his attention to me. He made me undress and shower in front of him, then dragged me out and beat my face. I have no recollection of how many times I was hit. I just know my injuries that resulted from the beating. My injuries include 18 broken bones around my eyes. My nose is broken in 2 places. I am missing teeth, and several more are broken. My speech is slurred from my swelling and lack of teeth. I have a fractured rib and severely ruptured liver from a kick to my side.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah.
So the reason she brings up that the guy was fully clothed is because it's not like, oh, he caught us in the middle of sex and got angry, and they weren't even going out anymore. But you don't, I mean, it's fine context to give, right? But you don't need to give that context because this is unjustified under any circumstance. I don't care if he caught you having sex, and he's not catching you doing anything. You're not going out with him anymore, right? Mm-hmm. And I don't want to implicate the whole sport, obviously, right? And the whole sport didn't do this. Everybody in the sport didn't do it. Just he did, right?
Yeah.
But we do have guys who get pumped up and on violence, right? And sometimes it happens in football, a sport that I love. It certainly happens in boxing. And, you know, we were talking about how Floyd Mayweather went to jail for it after many, many accusations of domestic violence. You know, violence is the answer, and then all of a sudden, you know, I don't know what kind of, if they're on roids, I don't know what it is, but then they do this.
This is just a violent guy. This is a violent guy who has absolutely no filter, who doesn't understand how wrong this is. She also released a statement that talked about how many times he had beaten her up in the past. And so now she's speaking out about it after this extremely brutal beating. And it's depressing to know that this is something that she lived with for a while, and it had to come to this. It had to become so bad that she ended up in the hospital with broken bones and everything. Now, he's on the run, which I find really interesting because he claims that he's completely innocent. He claims that he was attacked first, and he did release...
Oh, really? She attacked him?
Yeah.
Yeah, she attacked an MMA fighter. Okay, yeah, that's likely.
It's ridiculous. And so some people are actually defending him because he's alleging that he walked into the home and that she was having sex with someone else. Let's say that that did happen. Even if they were married, if that did happen, that would justify him beating the shit out of her? What kind of country do we freaking live in? It's amazing to me. It's amazing.
They broke up in May, okay? They were never married. And what is she supposed to do? Once his property, always his property? Like she's just supposed to sit there and never have a friend come over for the rest of her life?
She provoked him, right? You have a number of people that'll make that stupid fucking argument.
And I'm sure that he was celibate the whole time, right? Since May, he's never even looked at another woman, even though they were broken up. So, no, this is the same thing, man. Like with the Mayweather story, I read a really interesting article about that. He says, look, I have all these homes, I have all this stuff, and I have all these girlfriends. If I can afford them, they're mine, okay? It's a feeling of property. And the reason I bring up the sports stuff is not to condemn the sport or all the people in the sport, but we enable it by looking the other way. I mean, look at what just happened with Ray Rice. He knocked somebody the hell out. It's 2-week suspension. If you smoke pot, you get a 4-week suspension, right? But so, oh no, don't do drugs. But you beat the crap out of people. But Floyd Mayweather, he makes so much money for boxing. Ray Rice is such a star running back for the Ravens. They just won the Super Bowl, the season before this. Oh my God. Well, then I don't know about the War Machine, but it's just a pattern all across all sports that they get away with it, and that sometimes this is the result.
I want to read you some of Copenhaver's tweets, and these are the tweets that are basically making people defend him, and it makes me sick. Here's what he wrote. I'm not a bad guy. I went to surprise my girlfriend, help her set up her show, and give her an engagement ring, and ended up fighting for my life.
Get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
You pussy. You had to beat that girl and break all those bones because you were fighting for your life? What? You're a professional MMA fighter called the War Machine, and you were afraid she was going to take your life? Bullshit. Who's stupid enough to believe that?
I can't believe this. I must be cursed. He also says, he tweets to her and says, I love you and hope you're okay. I came home early to surprise you and help you set up for your convention. I can't believe what I found and can't believe what happened. All I wanted was to surprise you and help and do something nice. Now this. I'm so heartbroken in all ways. I will always love you.
Classic domestic abuser, right? Wife beater comes out and says, oh, baby, I love you. I came to do something really nice for you, and I surprised you by breaking almost every bone in your body. But it's only because I loved you. You made me do it. I mean, I know we broke up months ago, but when I came home and there's another man with my property, you made me break all your bones when I just came home to show you my love. Look, guys, get it through your heads, okay? This is what people do when they abuse people that they live with, or in this case, don't even live with. And every time they come back and try to excuse it with, but baby, it's because I love you so much. Bullshit. You're raging and out of control. You make any claim you like about the other guy in the house, I don't know. A court will decide that at some point, right? But there's no way you're going to convince me that that woman put the War Machine's life in danger, and he had to defend himself by pounding her in the face and cutting off all her hair with a dull knife.
By the way, she says, and this is what she's claiming, that she escaped when he went into the kitchen and started shuffling through her drawer for a sharper weapon.
Yeah. What part of the cutting off the hair put your life in danger? Like, why? Like, in the middle of putting your life in danger, she somehow got you to cut her hair off. Come on, like, the people who believe this, how blind are you? No, the guy's always right, the guy's always right, the guy's always right. I don't care what the facts are, bitch had it coming, guy's always right. Did I say that out loud? Yeah, you said it out loud. If you push these people enough, they will eventually say, she shouldn't have provoked him.